Hey everybody, we're Pole DFS. I'm Ricky.
I'm Keaton.
And we're going to talk to you today about the Valero Texas Open.
Yeah, TPC San Antonio at their Oaks course.
Yeah, and as you can tell, if you watched any of our stuff last week, we were in different places. Now we're in the same place. We're going to be talking about that, getting through everything, and going to have some fun today. Some housekeeping first. We're going to talk about the weekly show beer.
Yes.
I don't know what this is. Oh, D9. Are they?
They are in north of Charlotte. I think they actually claim Charlotte, but I think they're up by the lake. Tropical IPA, Hakuna Matata. It means no worries.
For the rest of your days. It's a problem-free philosophy.
Solid beer. A little sweet.
I've yet to have it yet.
A little sweet, but all right.
It is a little sweet.
So next item is our free bracket challenge winners from last week. We did have a whopping 7 entries to compete for those 5 prizes. And on the next slide, we'll talk about those 5 winners, and we will shoot you a note after the show so that we can get in touch and make sure you get your prizes in advance of those Masters contests starting not this Thursday, but the coming Thursday.
Yep. And as always, thank you to our viewers. We're going to then talk about last week's recap. We're going to talk about this week's not recap, future look. Then we're going to talk about our picks. I assume that is together, the DFS picks for the Valero Open.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We do an overview of the tournament, then talk about our picks for the Valero Open.
I like it. And then we will talk a little bit about the Masters that we're going to shoot. I think later this week we were just discussing. Hopefully it'll be online. Before Monday.
Yeah, hopefully by the weekend sometime. Yep. Pricing's already out, so.
Yep, and you can play whoever you would like. I have not looked at it enough to know who to pick or not.
I haven't looked too much yet.
Moving to our contest winners. Big Danny Wagner.
Yeah, he was really the only one that had a big group go through.
I think I got 20 points total.
Scored.
I was a distant. Well, I wasn't a distant last because I tied for last, but I was in last.
I also barely pulled up our 5 of 7 ranking. So Daniel Wagner finished with 190 points, first place. We'll contact you, Daniel, for your first place prize. Webtickets.com finished in second. SK Badrock finished in third, tied with BK Kaufman also in third, and I pulled up fifth. So nothing too exciting there. But Ricky did have an awesome lineup in the
We were so close, boys and girls.
Match play tournament.
So close. Going into Sunday, I thought I was actually going to be able to make some money this week, and I guess I did. But
some real money.
I'm still recouping the money that I've lost in the learning process, and I thought I was going to be able to recoup it all in this weekend. I wasn't, but I did. I had 3 out of 4 make it in the Final Four, which apparently was a very small amount of people that did that.
Yeah, it was only 38 total entries in the huge tournament, so even less in the birdie. I didn't count them up, but I counted 5.
I was
total.
24th going into Sunday, and I was the third person, the third highest entry with 3 out of 4. Yep. And ended up finishing 9th. I had everyone but Kuchar. I had Perez, Horschel, Scheffler.
Yep.
And so, ended up finishing 9th. Took home a little bit of a profit this week that helped me eat into all of my losses that I've accumulated so far. And, so we're excited. I think Keaton won a little bit on the alternative event.
I played Corrales. Match plays didn't start super hot, so why not jump in a bunch of Corrales events? Had a pretty good core of players and ended up with a small profit. So that's exciting, but nothing worth writing home about, nothing worth bragging about. Not like Ricky's top 10 finish in that match play birdie.
We were so close. There were so many people in it, and I tried my hardest. And
that's a fun tournament. It's tough, but the strategy was fun. It was fun to talk about. I'm glad we only do it once a year.
Fair. On to this week. We are in San Antonio, Texas.
Yep. They have a nice par 72, long 7,400 yards, traditional 4 par 5s, 4 par 3s. This tournament was canceled in 2020. But Corey Connors won in 2019 after qualifying on a Monday qualifier.
That's pretty cool.
Super cool. I think it's only been done 4 times since 1978. This is the most recent. He shot a -20 after qualifying on Monday. So for those that don't know, Monday qualifiers golfers can play. Typically, they play the weekend before for the right to play on Monday, and then the top 2 on Monday qualify for the actual tournament on Thursday. And so usually those golfers do not perform well in the actual tournament, but Corey went home and took down first after qualifying, so that's pretty awesome.
I see. Who of these people on this list are actually playing this week? Is Charlie Hoffman playing?
Charlie Hoffman is playing this week.
And you can see he finished second.
Chappell is playing this week. Brooks is obviously not playing this week. Hoffman and Reed is not playing. Reed is not playing. Hoffman is playing this week. So Landry is also playing this week.
Okay.
So a fair number of our prior winners are playing.
Okay. Those are definitely people to keep.
And you see Hoffman actually was runner-up to Connors in 2019 and then won in 2016. So I'm sure he'll be popular this week.
On to this week. Apparently, it's the Sharks' divorce course.
Yeah, that's the nickname, the divorce course. They say he designed it while he was going through a bitter divorce and took it out on this course, which typically plays as one of the toughest of the season, usually in the top 10 toughest. It's also looking like it's going to be a windy week. We have low teens, looks like throughout the week winds. And so it should be an interesting week, possibly some middle scores. Typically cuts around even here, but if we get a windy week, it could be significantly higher. So,
yeah. And if it gets super windy, you just bank Zach Johnson as much as possible.
And Patrick Harrington, evidently, is who we're going to talk about, Ricky Love.
Oh, sure.
This course, I think, favors bogey avoidance, par 5 scoring, and I think a lot of off the tee and approach play.
So just a quick question on this.
Yeah.
A boogie, is that similar to a bogey, or is that...
I love the typo catch.
Is that...
Boogie avoidance equally important to bogey avoidance.
Okay. I mean, if you don't want to dance, this isn't the sound... This isn't the town in Footloose. Yeah.
Boogie avoidance.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good though. Just to be talking about throughout, because there's definitely some people in the field that are pretty darn good at bogey avoidance. Like Zach Johnson, who I just said a minute ago.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'll probably have him in my
and he's a little bit more expensive this weekend than he has been in past weeks, probably because he's been playing really, really well.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely something to keep track of as we move forward. There are a bunch of golfers.
Yeah, our field this week, we have 144 golfers. We do have a weaker, I don't want to say weaker field event, but a less star-studded field event. A lot of guys taking this week off to get ready for the Masters next week. So Dustin Johnson entered this tournament after getting beat by Na in his Friday matchup to get knocked out and not make it through to the round of 16. Decided he would play this tournament. Woke up Monday morning and decided Saturday morning, Sunday morning, decided that wasn't what he wanted to do and went ahead and withdrew again. So he's in the pricings. He messed up some odds, so bettors that made some bets early in the week before he withdrew got some better odds on golfers that weren't him. Same with pricing. He is the top of our pricing. We'll see when we get on to the next slide. But don't click DJ this week because he's not playing.
I mean, that's an easy one.
So our tame top 65 and ties make the cut. You're going to need 6 of 6 to make it through. In the Corrales event last week, the chalk did really well, and we had like 21% 6 of 6, which is pretty rare that high of a percentage makes it through. So you could have had 6 of 6 lineups that didn't end up cashing, which is sort of brutal. But again, Friday Sweat, love it for golf. One of the reasons we love we love golf DFS generally. So on to the pricing.
Yeah, and as you can see, number one is DJ, who is not even playing.
By a huge margin. He opened up as 7-1 to win the tournament, which is absolutely insane.
I would never put money on a golfer not named Tiger Woods in his prime at 7-1.
Honestly, I mean, 144 golfers to say that this one individual has a 1 in 7 chance of winning, or 1 in 8 chance of winning, is just crazy. So then Finau is our next highest priced golfer. That makes sense. We saw him play pretty poorly in the match play, and I actually saw one of my favorite tweets that no matter the field size, Tony comes in second. So he had that run of second place finishes in big field events, and then in the matches he also finished second. So that was pretty brutal, but I did like that tweet. Spieth is our other big name playing this week. He's been playing absolutely unreal. I mean,
Scheffler both really.
Scheffler with the huge finish last week. I just worry about him being exhausted after playing 7.
He's a young man.
He's looking fitter, honestly. He looked like he might have shed some pounds, although someone needs to buy him some new polo shirts.
I don't think it's ever really been a question of whether or not he's been in shape. I think it's a question of whether or not he knows what size he is.
Yeah, that could be the problem. He needs to get sponsors to get him some mediums.
Yeah, Nike just like get him the right size. He's in good shape. Just give him the right size.
But the
man's not really a double XL.
Until the last round on Sunday, where everyone was just kind of spraying it. I think he was exhausted by the end of that round.
Horschel couldn't hit a putt to save his life.
So I think,
but I have no strong feelings on Matsuyama.
Yeah, Hideki. Actually, I've seen a couple simulations for this event that show Hideki as the highest simulated projected winning golfer with like 10% chance to win this tournament, which seems super crazy high.
That's exciting for him.
But yeah, I probably won't be playing Hideki a lot this week.
About that.
This range I absolutely love, though.
I like a bunch of people here.
I like almost five of these golfers. Answer I love, Connors I love, Palmer I love, Tringale, I'm going to say his name right this week, Hoffman and Steele, all I really like. I'm probably not playing the guys that went deep last week, so I'll probably avoid Kuchar. I don't know that golf fatigue is a thing, but in my mind, 7 rounds in 5 days.
He played really well on Sunday,
feels
though.
Like a lot.
He
crushed in the last match, yeah.
Consolation match. He's very... My only problem with these people, and it's because, a lot of the big names aren't playing, but these are guys that you could normally get in the 7,000 range that are now 9,000.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
And that's a little bit worrisome, but you look at their cuts, and these are people that definitely have a good shot of being around on the weekend and making a run.
Abe Answer is my pick to win this week. I've actually already bet him in the field, so
there you go.
I feel strongly about Answer this week.
Taking
it down. I will be starting a lot of my lineups with 2 of these guys.
I think it's probably
and
the
avoiding
right way
the
to
10K range altogether. So
avoiding it altogether. But yeah, and then we go down into the $8,000 range, which is where we normally would be talking about the players we just looked at.
Yeah, a lot of those guys would be here. Here we have some interesting ones.
I love Zach Johnson at 8,500.
Yeah, he's one that's popping
up.
I
don't really get it, why he's that cheap.
Chris Kirk is one of my favorite guys to cheer for. I think he's got one of the best stories in PGA golf.
We'll tell his story then.
Okay, real quick. He struggled with substance abuse. He almost lost his tour card. He was on a medical exemption to start this year. He had one event left. I believe it was, now I'm on the spot. But it was earlier in the season, maybe don't forget what term it was, but it was maybe
it's called
2 or 3 months ago. Anyways, it could have been Waste Management. Who knows? 3 months ago, whatever. He was down to his last PGA event on his limited medical exemption license. He needed to finish second or higher, or he could have tied for third as long as it was a 3-way or higher tie. He ended up
very specific.
He had a super narrow range of outcomes in order to keep his tour card. He ended up finishing second on that by making a nasty 18-foot putt, I believe, on Sunday to finish second in that
and he's
tournament.
played really well since then.
Yeah, and he kept his tour card, and he's played super well since then. So he's been fun to cheer for.
Somebody that I have been pumping a lot the past few weeks and has been good for me has been Keegan Bradley. Been playing really, 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 really well.
He's a burning machine,
and he's steadily getting more expensive. But the way he's been playing basically justifies that.
Yeah.
A lot of people here. I like a lot of the people here, right? Like, Cam Davis is somebody who's played well. Lindsey Griffin's played well.
Yep.
Kirk Johnson Bradley that we just talked about. Ricky is definitely going to be the most interesting one because does he have to win?
He does. He needs a win to make the Masters, and this is I believe he's made it 14 straight years, or possibly this will be his 14th if he were to make it, I believe. And so there's a chance he could miss the Masters after 13 years of playing in the Masters if he does not win this weekend. I'm going to say he's not going to make the Masters because I can't see Ricky putting together 4 rounds of good golf.
He played pretty well a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he does, but then he starts talking to himself and getting frustrated, and like I said, I don't see Ricky putting together 4 rounds.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'd love it if it happened, right? Golf would love it if it happened.
Yeah, that's fair.
The other player I really like here, the last one I wanted to highlight is Sam Burns. He has not played particularly well in the last 2 or 3 tournaments, but I think he's got some of the most talent on this board, and I will probably play Burns and then see all the memes, all the Simpsons memes with what is it?
Monty?
Yeah, Monty talking about Burns when Burns shoots whatever +6 on Thursday, so that'll be awesome.
Monty talking about Burns. His name is Monty Burns.
Okay, well, Simpsons references aren't my thing. So next slide,
Mr. Burns from The Simpsons.
All right, another set of good golfers here.
Arnold Varner III, Gastonia's own.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh well, now I'll probably have to roster him this week. Who knew?
Yeah. Outside of that, you have any strong feelings about any of these people? Honestly, Phil.
Do you love EVR?
I love EVR, and he made it out of
he made it out of
group stage last week,
yeah.
and I didn't have near as much of him as I should have.
Phil's been playing really well. I think you were going to say,
Phil's been playing really well, been making cuts.
Yeah.
He's been having one or two bad rounds, but he's been making cuts, and at 7,500, especially, I mean, gosh, 7,500 is a little expensive, but some of the weeks has been $6,000, and it's been I've not got him, and he's probably burned me a little bit. One person that I thought played really well was Sebastian Munoz at the match play. I mean, I don't think he made it out of the match. I don't think he made it out, but he
played well.
He was pretty competitive within his group. And then
Danny Willett here is a Masters defending champion, right? And so
he's not defending, but yeah.
Oh, is he not defending? He won 2 years ago. He won our last April Masters.
No, Tiger won our last April Masters.
So he won 2 April Masters ago? He didn't win the November Masters?
Willett won in 2018, didn't he?
All right, so anyways, former Master winner,
former Masters winner,
is on the list here. He's been playing pretty well. He was pretty high on the leaderboard last week. Brandon Grace won 2 weeks ago at Puerto Rico.
2016.
2016 Masters winner, all right. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, none of these guys are really jumping out. Actually, Ryan Moore's been playing really well since he got back from injury. So he's got some lower fantasy points per game numbers there, but a lot of that is when he was still banged up. Similar, like Charlie Hoffman has a lower number just because he has a lot of prior history when he was banged up or coming in off injury, but now I think he's healthy and playing well. So both those guys are probably on my radar, and I'll probably have
also somebody that I've been playing quite a bit of lately after he won the Puerto Rico Open is Brendan Grace. He's done well. He's been making cuts. He's been competitive.
And he's won an alternative event. I mean, this is quite an alternative event.
He won Puerto Rico Open. He hasn't necessarily in the main events pushed up to that top 10 range where you really want him, but he's been playing well enough to where he could have on any given week. And so he's definitely somebody that I'm probably going to roster a lot of again.
Cool.
And then, holy cow, there's a bunch of people.
Yes, a lot of people we crammed into this
I see just a pure just jumping off at me really early, and somebody who I feel like should be way more expensive is Doug Gim.
Yeah.
Please talk about that.
Gim's always someone that I seem to follow
in a very bad reporter form. Talk about why Doug Gim is so cheap. Why is he cheap?
Can't give an explanation of why he's so cheap. That 11 of 15 make cuts, one top 10. He actually could have been in contention. He was Honda, but he bombed.
He
was
more
Sunday.
Expensive 2 weeks ago,
and he played well.
In a bigger field.
I think he bombed out on Sunday, but still, I mean, he played well. And he's definitely someone I'll go back to. I love rostering Doug Gim.
Yeah.
The top 2 guys on this list are both guys that I will have a fair amount of. Jonathan Vegas and John Huh. Yeah, exactly. Are guys that I will probably have a lot of. I have a lot of FOMO over Sam Ryder. I actually had a deep run in a tournament 3 weeks ago, I believe, when he finished in the top 2 or 3.
Yeah, that was it.
And I had some
players
pretty serious FOMO. Was it the players? I had some FOMO over him, and so I at this price point, I find myself wanting to go back to him, but he is pretty volatile, so I may not end up clicking that button.
Yeah, just looking down the list, I've pumped Cameron Champ before.
Yeah, Champ's a bomber.
Again. Luke List is somebody.
He withdrew last week. That's my only concern over List.
That's
and I mean, he said it was vertigo, and so that may just be a day by day type thing. But he did withdraw last week.
Yeah, you pumped up Weisberger last week. In
match
play.
And I'll probably still jump on him again this week. He's a streaky golfer. I'll probably play him again. And then Naismith is someone that I continue to play. He continues to hurt me, and I'll just keep going back to that well until he wins a damn tournament.
There we go. 2 people off this list.
2 people off this list?
If you were just picking 2.
John Huh and... I'm going to go Gim, yeah. Huh and Gim for my 2 off that list.
There we go. And then sub 7K.
There's a lot of guys there. I just put a few of the guys.
My boy Patty.
Yeah, I included him on there for you.
I'm just out here pumping up Patty. I'm going to also you talk a little bit about this. Anybody you liked a lot.
Okay. Sloan played really well last week.
Just to see if anybody pops off at me.
He's at 6,700. Schneck played well until the weekend. He kind of fell off on the weekend, but he also got through the cut. So for that price, that's really what we're looking for. Lashley made it through the cut, didn't play well, particularly on the weekend, but he's also someone that can win tournaments, particularly some of these alternative or non-star-studded field events. He can definitely take one of these down. Going through the other list, there were a handful of guys that I like, but this week, I think I'm going to go more balanced. I'm probably going to avoid, maybe aside from Spieth, the 10K range. I may end up with matching the field on Spieth. I probably won't be able to get over the field on Spieth because I'm guessing he'll be super popular this week. Yeah. But I'm going to try to probably match the field on Spieth, but otherwise I'm going to be starting my builds at Abe Answer at 9,700 and going down from there. So I will probably be avoiding a lot of these 6K golfers with the exception of at least the top 3 on here. I don't know that I'll be getting down to your Patrick this week.
Yeah, but, just looking at this, I'm probably also going to be avoiding a lot of them. I like Furyk at 6,800, especially when we talked about bogey avoidance and that type of thing. That definitely would play into Furyk's hand. As somebody who definitely has a tendency to make a lot of pars.
That makes sense.
And then the only other person that really jumps out at me is Patrick Rogers, who's I've been playing a lot of, and it's been pretty good for me.
Yep.
And at 6,800, he could probably fill out a bunch of my lineups. But
make the cut, and that's all you're looking for him
yeah,
for.
And other than that, nobody. There's a bunch of good golfers, but nobody that I feel very strongly about. A lot in this range, you get a lot of people who are making cuts a lot. So they may pop off, but they're also have a very good shot of never making the cut.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe somebody like KJ Choi, but he's not really came up too much.
Yeah, he's a serious journeyman in these type of events. I had to sneak in the journeyman jab.
Hater. Hater.
But yeah, down in that, there's not a ton of guys down in that range that I'm prioritizing. If I end up on some of these guys, that'll be fine to round out my 6th golfer. But they're certainly not guys I'm
some of them's definitely going to make the cut, but throw a dart
to make the cut, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And so as we move on, these are some of Keaton's favorite golfers.
I would say are, and then Ricky clarifies that these are really my favorites.
Yeah.
So, these are the ones I've talked about throughout the show, right? Spieth is someone that I'll try to get at the field with. I don't think I'll be able to get over.
It's going to be hard.
Just because he's going to be popular. Answer, I probably will try to be at least twice the field. I don't expect him to be as popular, but I may try to put him into 40 to 50% of my rosters. I just really like him this week. Steele is
no Connors on there though
this week. I know Connors. I probably will try to get in. Just the fact that he destroyed this course after qualifying in 2019, and he's been playing super well. Although I can see the memes already of that massive putt and the little kid just hitting the golf ball all around the hole. And that's sometimes Connors when he just can't make a 5-foot putt to save his life, and it's just tilting. But otherwise, other guys I like Brandon Steele a lot this week. I love Chris Kirk this week. Burns I'm going to go back to, and I already talked about John Huh down at that price point. Anyone else that jumps out to you this week that you really like?
I'm going to play a lot of Zach Johnson. I'm going to play a lot of Keegan Bradley again.
Okay.
At the upper end, I like Spieth a lot. I also like... I don't really like anybody. I like.
Did we talk about Finau really at that second? He's the highest priced golfer now.
Yeah, I don't. I probably have a bunch of them, but I don't know.
I always wonder about motivation for players that are top tier right before the Masters. So some of them use it as a warm up, right?
Finau's so consistent outside of his horrible play at the Players.
Yeah,
he's just so consistent.
You have to imagine he'd be in contention.
Yeah, if he's not on first page of the leaderboard come Sunday, I would be surprised.
Yeah,
but
his price tag reflects that.
Yeah, exactly. I'll probably have a decent amount of them, but I don't know. This is probably a soft spot where I just really like Spieth.
Yeah, And I want to cheer for him, right? And that's probably not the way to build DFS rosters.
Yeah.
But also, he's going to win a tournament soon. He's playing too well not to. If he puts together 4 rounds, he's going to win a tournament.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, no, I think these are definitely good picks. Do we have another slide here?
We do. We have the Masters next week. Woo! The Masters next week, DraftKings is going all out. This will definitely be...
They are going all out in the sense that we are going all out by paying them money.
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be an expensive week if you want to play a lot of the big contests. I mean, but they have contests at all price points next week.
I have my $100 Millionaire Maker already entered from NASCAR.
That's huge. Ricky won a $100 ticket on Sunday's Cup race, so Ricky will be entering the Millionaire Maker. $100. So they do have 3 Millionaire Makers. They have a $4,444 entry fee. I believe that one has, I don't want to misquote it, 300 entrants. They have the $100 entry fee, which I believe has 28,000 entrants.
That sounds correct.
And then they have the $10, which has 478,000 entrants.
That sounds awesome.
So those will be absolutely insanity. I will probably play 1 or 2 in the $100. I will probably play, I don't know how many in the $10.
630 in the
630 in the 444. Okay. So 630 in the 444, but all 3 of those will pay out $1 million to first, plus a seat in the Tournament of Champions contest on DraftKings. There's going to be gambling by the casual player on this tournament, edge to be had, but also it's the Masters. Anything can happen. Hopefully we get good weather. When we have good weather, typically it is stars that rise to the top in this event. But in poor weather, we've seen, lots of unknown players win, or not necessarily unknown because unknowns don't qualify, but
I was going to say,
lesser.
When was the last time an unknown player won it?
Tell me a lot about Danny Willett.
That's probably the answer.
Yeah. But then I think he won in like a windy 2016. So, but like I said, this
can't all be 2019.
Yeah. Tiger, literally the best weekend in golf. That Tiger Resurgent weekend.
My heart.
But we're running a 10-person contest. We only got 7 in our last one. We're going to try to get 10 in this one.
Yep. This one is not free, but you can win money.
It is. It's $5 entry on DraftKings. The top 2 get paid. We're going to put a link in our show notes. Ricky and I have already entered. I put in a dummy lineup of all sub 7K golfers.
I don't have a lineup.
And so I will try to remember to fix that. But if not, you have a shot at playing all my sub 7K golfers.
I think I might actually only play 3 people.
But yeah, if we get this one filled, we'll try to do these contests more often because DraftKings is pretty easy for us to set these up. And it's a fun way to connect and compete. So if you want to enter our contest, $5 entry.
Exactly. Win. Actually, it's not even our money. It's just win money.
I mean, my $5 is in there, so win my $5.
There you go. And that is all. Black screen. But yeah, no, thank you everyone that that watches us. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment, etc., etc.
Absolutely.
I'll go back to this so you can see Pin and Pole DFS. You can follow me on Twitter at trparker10.
At JohnGaltJD.
If you have any other questions, you can get to us on this Twitter right here.
Yep.
We both man it, and we're there. But yeah, just any comments, any
constructive feedback or otherwise.
I don't want constructive feedback. I just want feedback in a positive way.
Only positive feedback, please.
No, but in a serious note, like if you do have any comments on what you would prefer, whether it be when we air the show or when we post the show, what information you'd like more of in the show. We are at 28. Actually, we're pretty short today.
This is a short one. This is
we're under 30 minutes. So the time period that you would like it to be. We're definitely trying to shoot for under an hour on these. Some of them have been a little bit over. Anything that is not just saying mean things about Keaton would be appreciated, and we'll go from there. But no, thank you everyone that watches. We will be back next week with the Masters. Actually,
cannot wait for the Masters
later this week. If you subscribe, it will
drop
give you
in
a
your
notification. It will just shoot at you.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much. Everyone have a great Tuesday. Did you say Tuesday?
Absolutely.
Oh, Bye, everyone.